Let's see. Zizaran. Well-known PoE streamer. Well, just content creator in general. He does variety sometimes, but he mainly plays PoE and ARPGs. And he makes a bunch of guides. And he's like partnered with some
Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and we are going to
websites.
talk a little bit about the launch of Point
One
2,
guide website, I
very
forgot.
notorious Path of Exile patch. We're going to talk a little bit about my first impressions and what I've been up to so far, and there is quite a lot to talk about. So
Let's see what
the
he's
patch
got.
was very early. We understood that it was going to be a nerf patch, but I think a lot of people are under the impression that it was like the top end of things being nerfed. And a lot of people were not ready for the campaign being harder than it had ever been before. So we're seeing a lot of complaints on Reddit. We're seeing a lot of complaints in general. Some streamers have already quit playing the league, which I know a lot of people are just saying like, oh, those streamers are babies. They don't want a hard game. But I think one thing is really important for
I
us
don't
as
think
gamers,
it's about
right?
the
We're
whole.
very good at identifying.
No, it's not about the hardness. It's about the speed at which they have you playing the game. I'm sorry. It just feels very
when we ourselves
slow
are not
compared
having fun,
to
and we're
compared
not
to the
necessarily
start
best at
of the
always
first
fixing
right.
something
If
or
we're gonna
giving
compare it to
direct
the first
feedback
game
on,
start,
this would be
right?
exactly how
The
to make
ramp
it
up
better.
speed
But
for
we
the
are
first
very
game
good at
first
I'm not having
game
fun,
is
especially
not
worth
that
considering
fast,
the fact
but
that for streamers
you can
this
get
is their
something
main
going
livelihood. So
in the beginning
think of it
acts.
as like, wow, this is so bad that they
But
would
then
rather
now,
make less money just to play something else.
yeah, but now
Which is kind of
it's
interesting, whether you
right.
think they are just being soy or not.
They
For
nerfed it.
those that are a little
Well, they nerfed damage and they
unfamiliar with
basically
why
tuned
people are
down
upset,
or tuned up
there are
enemies.
a few things that stand out to a lot of people. Quintessentially, it boils down to that being weak in an ARPG is not fun for a lot of people. A lot of people pick this genre because of the power fantasy.
Yeah, the power.
The counter argument is here that it's the start of the league. We will find powerful things, but a lot of people want that now. So yeah, I really do see a lot of sides here. For what it's worth, I've had a pretty miserable launch myself. Especially chasing down specters and just the way that mechanic was pretty bad. But we can talk more about that later. I'm now
chasing down those
playing
specters
Explosive
is so
Arrow,
rough.
and I'm one-shotting everything, so I am
especially
back
in
to
the beginning
some
portions of the
semblance
game.
of fun. But there's a lot of downsides to this too. Another very big pain point for a lot of players is that we keep hearing about that
the warrior
they want
tree,
combo
but then started going
they want us to use multiple buttons, and they want us to use
crossbow,
skills that require
stuff.
setup. Meanwhile, the monsters are still playing Path of Exile 1 and rushing us as Mach 5 while we're sitting here like that one goes up and then baseball bat and oh, I'm dead because there's 600 monsters surrounding me. And that ends up being really frustrating. So I would say those two are the main pain points for people. A lot of people were just not expecting the campaign to be slower and us to lose power in the campaign. I think from what I'm hearing from most people,
it's noticeable how much power you lose throughout the campaign.
We probably should not be one-shotting Arbiter at the highest level in 0.1 second. Maybe a 2-minute fight is okay the first time you're fighting Arbiter, and then eventually with a really strong build you can get it down to 10 seconds or 30 seconds, but that should require some investment. A lot of people seem on the same page with that. This, as a first impression, does not seem like that for a lot of people, so that's why you're seeing a lot of people are upset. That is a pretty good synopsis of the thing we're in. So they've nerfed most skills. There were a few that were a little bit odd and stood out to people, like Flame Blast getting nerfed, and some other weak skills that weren't really used that a lot of people were hoping will get buffed. Player crowd control, like our ability to resist being frozen and stuff, got nerfed, so it's now easier to get stunned, easier to get frozen, which Empyrean pointed out in a tweet that is one of the worst things. It feels really bad. And we don't have awesome tools for it. in PoE 2, you generally get to pick one thing that you can mitigate. So be that poison, be that bleed, bleed that freeze or ignite, because storm slots are pretty hard to come by. So you
Yeah.
get to pick one that you deal with, and then the others just sort of have a free reign of your character. A lot harder in this patch to just sort of experiment and try your own build. We are seeing some archetypes already, like minion snipers work pretty well for the campaign, even though they're falling off later, especially in maps. Essence Drain Lich, Artillery Ballista, which is what I'm playing. Like, we're seeing strong things come out, but people in particular that just want to like experiment, try their own thing, they're having a pretty hard time. So for that point, it depends on, do you think that there should be a lot more pigeonhole and the game should be harder in that way? And the same is for the ascendancy balance, with Huntress feeling very subpar for some people, which a part of that is it's new, people haven't worked out everything yet. But I did watch a video from Ethel, which obviously he was having a good time. He's already found something that worked. But he
I mean,
did
his
make a point
build
that,
relies
if
on
you're
doing
just
a
doing
lot
whatever,
of fucking
be
actions.
extra,
Just
extra rough. I would also say that during the campaign, bosses are not the main issue. There are a few, like the Act 2 end boss and the first time you encounter the Act 2 end boss, where it's pretty rough. But for the most part, most people are just getting like chased down by huger packs of white monsters or like rare monsters, where the game is starting to feel a little bit more like Alien Isolation. Like, it's pretty crazy, some of the packs you encounter. Now, the important thing here is that obviously a lot of people are upset. Whether you think they're just being bitches, whether you're one of them, I think it's very important to know.
I don't know. It's
And
still interesting.
I'm very excited. Obviously, I'm doing a interview with Path of Exile developers, Jonathan and
Yeah, I just
Mark,
wanted to
on
play
the
the new
8th at
class
10
because
p.m.
I didn't
BST.
know they
And
made a
I'm
new
very,
class. I just
I
wanted to
really
try
want
it
to
out.
open with or ask, with all those people that are very unhappy right now with the direction, is that sort of just like tough cookies that is the direction they're going with? And that this might just not be the game for those people, and not the game that 2DD want to develop? Or did something go wrong here, and that they are planning on like looking into it and changing things? Because either could be an appropriate answer, right? This could just be the way they want to develop the game, and that they want it to be a very big challenge. Now, there are a lot of other changes this patch as well. They have added a lot more uniques. I have found that most of the uniques in the game so far have been pretty stale, but there are a few cool ones that are in as well, like Soul Eater Chest, and I have not even seen all of them yet, but quite a few of the new ones actually seem pretty usable. We do have the new runes as well, and recombinators I have not experimented with. Gotta remember, this is a very, very first impressions thing. I'm still on my first stream. I've been streaming 26 hours so far, and it's been rough. First, I died to the Titan because my minions couldn't really target the boss and hit him properly. Ended up being there for way too long, ran out of potions, and then just died.
Oh, rip.
Then my second death was to Viper. Honestly, I
Oh.
just should have played better. But on my third character now, doing Artillery
Ooh.
Ballista and just
Dead.
absolutely blasting everything. There are a lot of in-game changes too.
I
Like
saw that
MP
shit
made a
come.
good post talking about those things. I'm not at the end game yet, sadly, even after 26 hours of streaming. So yeah, we'll have to do a follow-up on that. But I know a lot of people
Yeah,
are
and
curious
all
on my
the
thoughts, so I wanted to do a
all
early first
these guys
impressions
are
video
playing hardcore too.
and yeah, talk about my thoughts. I would give the patch
Some
probably
of them
like
are
a 4 or
playing
5 out of 10.
hardcore
It's
soul
not the
self-found.
direction that I love. I think just by slowing down monsters by 20 to 50%, that would do a massive amount.
Yeah,
I would also love
some of
to
the
see
monsters
a
just
lot more
are
player
way too
defenses.
fast.
I always feel like
Especially with us
whether
moving
it's
so slow.
offense or defense that gets out of hand, I think it's way more fun when defense gets out of hand, because then you still get to see boss abilities and interesting things like that. But out of the two of them, it is usually offense that gets out of hand, and we're very often incentivized on bosses to be glass cannons instead of being incentivized to be really tanky. So I really wish we had very strong tank options. I feel very squishy, especially while leveling, and I really think a lot of people are not expecting such a nerf during the campaign. But yeah,
I
I'm
just
still playing.
find
I'm
Huntress
curious
a
to see
little
what
annoying
2DD
because you have to do all
is
these weird
planning
actions
and how
just to
they feel
deal
the
out the
reception
best
of Point
damage.
2 went. One of the worst PoE 2 experiences, or one of the worst PoE experiences for me ever, if not the worst. So hopefully I'll have lots more
At
smoother
least with the
sailing now
spear.
with basically explosive arrow. Back to the roots. But yeah, I would love to hear from people on YouTube in the comments on the video. Did I hit the nail on the head? Do you think you want it to be harder? And other people are soft and you want more ruthless gameplay. So let me know what you guys think.
I mean, the
Thanks for
game is
watching. Sub if you
already
liked
in
the
a
video, but
ruthless
more
state.
importantly, try to die less than our characters do.
Well, there you go. I think. I mean, I haven't played it too much. I only got to what, level 14? Still in Act 1. I mean, it definitely feels like a slog, especially with fucking Huntress as of right now. I just don't know what to use. And then I couldn't find a weapon for a while. It's just hard to find shit right now. Yeah, it just, I just feel weak. As usual. Should not feel the crawling through a floor full of broken glass. We don't have... Jeez, that's a little... We don't have that much free time to experience this. No game should ever be tuned for the top 0.1%. Played video games since it's a beta. I'm staying stand for now and respecting my builds. Yeah, I just playing hardcore right now just seems like an issue. Until like things are ironed out, I don't want to really play hardcore. Not having fun. Oh, there you go. The struggle bus is real. You are on the struggle bus.